an award for you as well. My name is Baltej Singh, Dhillon in Punjabi, Dhillon in English, and many of you know me as the first turbaned Mountie. I am so grateful to be here this evening, to be able to share some words with you and serve as your master of ceremony or the person of ceremony. Normally you would see Trannam up here, and I hope to do her justice tonight, but I don't know if I will. She is eloquent, she is wonderful, she is the life of Dhahan Prize and Gala every year. But unfortunately, for a variety of reasons, she could not come and serve this evening. And she begs your forgiveness and is very sad that she's not able to join all of us here this evening. So you get second best. Let me welcome you to the 10th Annual Dhahan Prize for Punjabi Literature Awards Gala. Dasmi Salgirah. This is an incredible milestone. It's taken a lot of blood, sweat, and work and effort to get to this point. So the fact that we're here is incredible. And let me first also begin by acknowledging that we're gathered here on the unceded, unsurrendered territories of the Kikite, Coquitlam, Kwantlen, Semiahmoo, Tawasin, nations of the Coast Salish people. We remember their pain. We remember the hardships. We remember the continuous harm that is still being experienced by generations later. And we remember that so that we can continue to contribute into the space where we enter into reconciliation and work towards a just and fair society. And to that end, we thank them for being the original stewards of this land and have been here since time immemorial. I also wish to recognize all of you for being here this evening. You're all distinguished in your own way, and you look wonderful, by the way. We acknowledge those of you who hold and have held elected offices, and we're honored to have you. ਆਪ ਜੀ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੀਮਤੀ ਸਮਾਂ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਥੇ 10ਵੀਂ ਸਾਲਗਿਰਾ ਮਨਾਉਣ ਨੂੰ ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਹੋ. And I would have to start with the first honored guest, which is my wife, Saroj, right over there. She said to me earlier as I was putting on my uniform, she said, "Hun, you look like you put on a few pounds." I said, "Yeah, these medals are heavy." Let me start with recognizing some of our honored guests here. Mr. Ojil Dosanjh, former BC Premier and Federal Cabinet Minister. Representatives of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, I think I see myself, I don't know if there's anybody else here, and the Surrey Police Service. So I welcome myself and my colleagues from the Surrey Police Service over there. Mr. Avtar Singh Billing, the first winner of the Dhahan Prize. Thank you. Professor Zubair Ahmed from Pakistan, chair of the Dhahan Advisory and two-time finalist. Mr. Safir Rama, Dhahan Prize advisor from United States. Joanne Curry, Vice President, External Relations, Simon Fraser University. Mr. Kuldeep Singh Thandi, President and Representatives of the Historic Khalsa Diwan Society, Vancouver, established in 1906. He's late. And Mishana Singh Baldwin, a celebrated writer and past Dhahan keynote speaker. Thank you. ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਸਨਮਾਨ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਇਸ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦਾ Dhahan Prize ਦੇ ਸਪਾਂਸਰ ਨੇ. We'd like to also recognize our sponsors for tonight, Presenting partner, RBC and the RBC Foundation. Media sponsor, Omni Rogers. Lofty Heights Youth Award sponsor, Coast Capital Savings. Mr. Harj Grewal, Mr. Darshan Grewal, RBC Dominion Securities. Mr. Adrian Keenan, Remax, Maine Pender. GL Smith Planning and Design. Tim Hortons, Westland Insurance Group Limited, and CIBC. Thank you very much. Please. Punjabi is a language and culture that is diverse and changing. ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਹਰ ਮੁਲਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਹਰ ਮੁਲਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਆਪਣੀ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਬਣ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ. And Punjabi literature expresses the unique experience of this global community, describing the social, cultural, and political lives of Punjabis in South Asia and around the world. Punjabi has become a vibrant Canadian language. Here in Canada, Punjabi has been spoken for at least 125 years. Punjabi ਦੀ ਭਾਸ਼ਾ ਇਸ ਮੁਲਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ 125 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਲਈ ਇੱਥੇ ਬੋਲੀ ਗਈ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹ ਪੰਜਵੀਂ ਜ਼ਬਾਨ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਕਿ ਬੋਲੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ. It's the fifth most spoken first language in Canada and second most spoken first language at home in BC. I got asked questions when I was in the RCMP, do you speak a second language? And I would often say to them, yes. And then they would start with French with me, and that's where it ended. And I would tell them that I actually speak two other languages. French is just not one of them. The prize awards, 25,000 Canadian annually, to one best book of fiction and two finalist prizes of 10,000 Canadian each, with the provision that both Gurmukhi and Shahmukhi scripts are represented among the three winners. Tonight, we celebrate the release of the 2023 Youth Story Anthology. Dhahan Prize ne ਇਹ ਪਿਛਲੇ 10 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਨਾਲ ਲਿਆਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ. ਸੋ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਲਿਖਾਰੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਜੋ ਬੱਚੇ ਨੇ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮੌਕਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ. In French, the anthology Lofty Heights is being released in French, English, and both Punjabi scripts. The anthology has 8 stories and a poem by an Indigenous student. The Dhahan Prize was founded by Barj and Rita Dhahan. ਇਹਦਾ ਸਥਾਪਨ Dhahan Prize ਦਾ ਇਹ ਬਾਰਜ ਅਤੇ ਰੀਟਾ ਟਹਾਨ ਨੇ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅਤੇ ਦੋਸਤਾਂ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਇਹ ਸਾਲਗਿਰਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਨਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮਿਲੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ. This has happened with support from family and friends. Many writers, academics, and thought leaders from around the world have contributed to the development of the prize. We are indebted to the generosity of donors, sponsors, and volunteers. We're especially grateful to the University of British Columbia for being a founding institution and other partners from across Canada, India, and Pakistan. And I remember that evening where we had our opening at UBC. And it was a wonderful gala. I tried my luck at poetry, never got any reviews, so I stopped. Tonight, we have Dhahan Prize winning books and books in English you can purchase. You can also admire and purchase original paintings by Canadian Punjabi artist Jarnail Singh. Authors will be available to sign the books at the end of the program. Allow me now to both introduce and invite onto the stage the Honourable Minister Rachna Singh, Minister of Education and Child Care. Absolutely, give her a hand. An MLA for Surrey-Green Timbers to bring greetings from the province of British Columbia and issue a provincial proclamation for Punjabi literature. Minister.
Thank you so much, Baltej Paji. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here to be celebrating 10th anniversary of the Dhahan Prize. It is It is just great. What you are doing, Bajpaji and Rita, it is just amazing. And it is my honor to bring the proclamation from the province of British Columbia. But one thing that I would like to say, not just as a Minister of Education and Childcare, but a strong advocate for languages. Like I was born in a family where literature was discussed it was part of our everyday conversations. And what you are doing and the impact it is having on our future generations, it is immense. And especially your efforts with the youth prizes and encouraging our youth to be more involved, not just with the literature, but the second language that they are most familiar with. That is immense contribution that you are doing. So I, on behalf of the province, on behalf of Premier David Eby, want to present this proclamation to you. So.
Thank you. Come this way. Thank you very much, Minister. Did you folks hear about that book that went to therapy? It had too many issues. You're going to get those jokes all night long. Get ready for it. I know, it's going to drive you to drink more. But drink responsibly. Well, we got to keep this light, right? I know. So allow me now to welcome our Mayor, Her Worship Brenda Locke, to bring greetings from the City of Surrey and also issue a city proclamation for Punjabi literature. Mayor.
Well, thank you, Baltej, and I thought since I was following Minister that the mic would be nice and low for me, but apparently not. Sat Sri Akal, Mera Naam Brenda Locke, and that's all I've got. So I'm trying to learn. So I'm going to compete a little bit with you, Baltej. I have a horse joke in English. I'll just, yeah. Horse went into a bar and the bartender said, "Why the long face?" I know, it's bad. So if you can translate that, that'd be awesome. It is indeed an honor for me to be here today for the 2023 Dhahan Prize Ceremonies awarded by the Canada-India Education Society. Tonight we have come together to celebrate and shine a spotlight on Punjabi literature. And I congratulate all of the talented authors who are being recognized tonight, and what a better time to do so during Punjabi Literature Week. I will read out the proclamation at the end, but I just wanted to recognize the students from LA Matheson that are here. Are you here somewhere? Wave. Oh, they're over there. How unbelievably awesome. I bought, well, I didn't actually, Harry paid for them, 9 books because we're going to give them to all of the council, and I hope you can come on Monday to council and we'll celebrate that with you. That is truly to be recognized. But I will read out the proclamation, and then, Barge, I'll give you a copy of it, which I noticed the one from Vancouver is really large. Mine isn't, so I'll be redoing it because Surrey will never, ever be undone. But here we go. Punjabi Literature Week, November 15th to 21st, 2023. Whereas Punjabi literature has been spoken in the city of Surrey for over 125 years. And whereas the people of Punjab of Punjabi descent have played a historic and important role in the social and economic development of the city of Surrey and continue to make significant contributions to Canadian society through their hard work and generosity. And I almost feel like I should read that 10 times in Surrey, because there is no doubt about it that holds true in our city. And whereas modern Punjabi literature is transnational in scope while embedded in the rich cultural and literacy traditions of the Punjab, and whereas the Dhahan Prize for the Punjabi literature promotes and preservation of this distinct culture and heritage through the cultivation and recognition of literacy works from authors, and whereas the Dhahan Prize for Punjabi literature aims to share Punjabi literature with non-Punjabi speakers in Canada through the promotion of translation, connection, and engaging communication through storytelling. And whereas the 2023 Dhahan Prize Awards ceremony is being held right here in Surrey, and whereas the Mayor of the City of Surrey is pleased to enact a proclamation on November 15th, 2023, now therefore be it resolved that I, Brenda Locke, do hereby proclaim November 15th through 21st, 2023 as Punjabi Literature Week in the City of Surrey, and I am pleased to proclaim. You know, the one thing that the proclamation doesn't mention is that Punjabi is the most common mother tongue language in Surrey next to English. And in Surrey, our diversity is part of what makes us strong and vibrant. And I want to thank the Canada-India Society for holding this tremendous event right here in Surrey. So on behalf of City Council, we thank you so very much. Serious, I'm getting a bigger one.
Okay.
I will not be. Whoops. Wait, I'm too vain. I gotta take the glasses off.
Thank you. Watch your step.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Worship. Very kind of you. So before I carry on, this is Joyce. She wasn't expecting that. So Joyce is going to be taking photos throughout the evening, and she had some very specific instructions for me to share with all of you. When she's taking a photo of you, do not look at her. Because she said, her words, they come out weird. So, act normal when Joyce is around. Give it a go. I'm also happy to let you know that the City of Vancouver issued and presented its Punjabi Literature Week proclamation yesterday. Now, dinner will soon be served. Khana bahut hi cheti lag raha hai. But first, I'm excited. I know I got you excited there, didn't I? But first, I'm excited to honor our young writers. Sade aun wale likhari, sade naujawan, future Dhahan Prize winners, perhaps future winners of the Giller Prize and the Nobel Prize. There are 8 recipients of the 2023 Dhahan Youth Award. They are grade 11 and 12 students taking Punjabi language classes in British Columbia for their creative writing in Punjabi, along with the English version. They, I'm sure, speak better Punjabi than I do. This year's awardees include one Indigenous student for her poetic contributions to the Lofty Heights anthology. This award is made possible by the generous sponsorship from Coast Capital Savings with the support of L.A. Matheson Secondary and the Surrey School District. Please welcome Mr. Raj Puri, Principal, Choice Programs, Surrey School District. to the stage.
Thank you very much, sir. And good evening, Sat Sri Akal, everybody. It's truly a privilege and an honor for me to represent the Surrey School District at this event. As an educator, I know how important engagement is for students. So when we hear a young person say, मैं पंजाबी सीखनी मंगदा और ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲਰਨ ਕਰਨੀ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਸਕੂਲ 'ਚ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਗ੍ਰੈਂਡਪੇਰੈਂਟਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਆਪਣੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਕੋਈ ਬੁੱਕਾਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਪੜ੍ਹ ਸਕਦੇ that's when we know that that child is going to be truly engaged in their learning. This is one type of motivation for students, but what the Dhahan Prize does is provide another type of motivation for students by encouraging them and preserving and celebrating our native language. The collaboration between L.A. Matheson and the Dhahan Prize organization led to establishing the first youth prize in 2017. You know, we want students to connect with and see themselves in their learning. When I came to Canada, like many other newcomers, did everything to hide our cultural identity, including our language. We just wanted to fit in and not draw attention to our differences. If you wanted to learn Punjabi, it was not available in schools, but instead you had to find some other way to learn it in the community. Now, we give students the option to learn Punjabi in schools as part of the curriculum. We truly recognize the value of your mother language and how it gives you a stronger sense of belonging. Students are proud to learn Punjabi, and not just to be thought of as being smarter or just for communication, but also to use it as a tool to connect or define their culture, history, and identity. The importance of native languages cannot be overstated. Language is the foundation of our heritage and connects us to our roots. The Indigenous ways of knowing and learning would say that language carries the voices of our ancestors and thus connects us with their wisdom and their cultural traditions. So I'd like to congratulate and thank Barge and the Dhahan Prize for allowing us to cherish and celebrate our native languages. And for doing so, we create respect, diversity, and preserve our heritage. And we are all richer for it, as the mayor had said in Surrey, for our diversity. So thank you so much.
I'm also pleased to welcome Mr. Michael Wong, Director, Business Banking, Coast Capital Savings, to share a few words with us now.
I apologize, I don't speak any Punjabi. I know Hanji and Tiga, but I don't know how to interchange, so apologies. Good evening, everyone. My name is Michael Wong, and I am pleased to be here today on behalf of my colleagues at Coast Capital to present this year's Dhahan Prize Youth Awards to honor some of BC's talented young authors in Punjabi literature. Our team at Coast Capital has had a strong relationship with Barge for several years, and during this time, we have come to understand his passion for preserving diversity and languages, and by supporting the writers, the awards, and the youth involved. Since its inaugural year in 2017, we have been honored to be the presenting sponsor of the Youth Awards, encouraging young emerging writers working in the 2 Punjabi scripts and other Indigenous languages. At Coast Capital, our purpose is to build better futures together, and our involvement in this youth competition reflects our commitment to work towards this purpose by empowering Canadian students to express themselves and document a selection of their stories in the printed anthology for other generations to enjoy. With partners such as L.A. Matheson Secondary, the Dhahan Prize for Youth has helped elevate many of our community's young voices. This has not only led to shining a direct light on the beauty of Punjabi scripts, but also facilitate cross-cultural learnings in classrooms and the greater community. It is a great pleasure for us to be here tonight. Thank you to the students for here this evening for sharing your stories and for allowing Coast Capital to play a small part in this endeavor to foster an inclusive educational system where students of all linguistic and cultural backgrounds can thrive. We want to thank Barge for inviting my colleagues and I to be a part of this celebration year after year. It is truly a privilege to be associated with your vision and your leadership in creating these awards and elevating the Punjabi scripts across the youth population. To all of this year's finalists and award recipients, very best wishes from Coast Capital. We hope this recognition inspires you in your educational journey, empowers you so that building better futures together is not only our purpose, but also reality. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael. Appreciate all of your support. And this cannot happen without sponsors and support from our community. I'm going to ask, so hold your applause. I'm going to ask each of the youth awardees to come to the stage to receive a certificate and a check. Please stand between their very prescriptive instructions from Joyce. Please follow these, from Barge. Please stand between Mr. Wong and Mr. Puri for a photograph, or you will not be remembered. Very important. So, Shantaya Walker, Indigenous Student Poem Contribution, Queen Elizabeth Secondary, Surrey. She's not able to join us here this evening, unfortunately. Ishmeet Kaur, yes, very good. Ishmeet Kaur Johal, Dasmesh Punjabi School, Abbotsford. Sahaj Kaur Bhatt, Dasmesh Punjabi School, Abbotsford. Do you want them looking at you now? Yes. All right. Yes. Naturally. Krishleen Kaur Kinda, L.A. Matheson Secondary, sorry. Jensi Mon, L.A. Matheson Secondary, Surrey. I'm noticing that L.A. Matheson is having a bit of a sweep here. Yeah. Jasleen Kaur Uppal, L.A. Matheson Secondary, Surrey. Rahat Kaur Ojla, L.A. Matheson Secondary, Surrey. Harmeet Kaur Sond, we got a young guy there. Princess Margaret Secondary, Surrey. Kevin Singh Mahal, Princess Margaret Secondary, Surrey. Thank you very much. इन्हां बच्चों वास्ते बहुत प्यार भरी तालियां. ते हर एक बच्चे नूं ते मापे नूं वधाइयां. Please extend your congratulations to these youth award winners when you get a chance. Help them celebrate this evening, which is incredibly important, not only to us, but even for them, because this is part now of their life memories. And many of these students that have submitted their works for the Youth Award, The Lofty Heights is available for every one of you. Please buy a copy and read the stories. Feel the pulse, concerns, hopes, and dreams of our youth. I'm getting a bit hungry. I suspect all of you are also. Dinner is just about ready. You'll have to suffer through one more of my dad jokes. I was at one of the libraries in Surrey recently, and I asked the librarian if they had any books on paranoia. She whispered, "They're right behind you." That was pretty good, I gotta say, So dinner is ready. If you didn't hear my whisper, I'm sorry. It's a rich buffet of dishes that I'm sure you'll enjoy. There's going to be dessert, tea, coffee. And let us also, while we're enjoying our dinner, be grateful for all that we have. And we have so much to be grateful for. There are people around the world that are in conflict, in challenges, difficult times, without roofs over their heads, and may not know where the next meal comes from. So do take a moment to be kind to each other, be thankful, and then enjoy the dinner. But please remain seated. There will be ushers, and Northview Golf and Country Club staff will come to your table and instruct you to proceed to the buffet. And I've received your envelopes, those of you who shared your envelopes. And those are the tables will go based on the thickness of the envelope. And we'll just make our way through the evening. I've got no envelopes. Yes. I thought I would, if there was ever a challenge with the RCMP, I could pick up comedy. No? No. Stay with my day job? All right. Here we go. So I'll invite the staff to begin calling out the tables and inviting them to the buffet.